Okay, we have a project, and let me hide a layer here. Um, we want to make it a little bit easier to deal with these railings. So we have a system that actually works pretty well, and I've been playing around with other methods to show this glass railing as being transparent. The easiest way to deal with this is actually in the layer settings. Here, we could take the layer that those railings are on, and if we go to our railings layer here, just make sure that the layer combination uses a wireframe layer setting for that particular layer. Might take a second here to build that out, but you can see that that is transparent. The one downside to this is that we actually have, this is just a fill with the transparent background overlaid to show kind of a hazy appearance so that we can kind of see what's behind it, but also understand that there's something here, not just have that outline. So that's one of the major limitations of using the layer combination and the wireframe view within the layer combination. So another thing that I've been playing around with is using an alternate surface. So we can actually see on this railing over here um, that is transparent and it's just white. You can see it's not even showing the patterns or anything like that. So it kind of oversimplifies it just a little bit. But this is another way that we can show that foreground transparency. And the way that we do that is, first of all, we want to make sure that in the elevation settings, if we go to the model display in the elevation settings here, that we are setting the transparency on. Now, the big thing about that is we don't want the windows to be transparent, right? So in order to facilitate that, we have to have two different glasses. And once we're done thinking about that, if we can cancel out, hopefully, in order to make sure that these windows are not transparent, because if they were, then we would see through those to the inside. What we do is we set the railing material to have a higher than 50% transparency, and the standard window material to have a lower than 50% transparency. Apparently that elevation section marker transparency setting has a trigger, and that's at the 50% mark. Keep in mind this is going to have an impact on the model as well, as those windows in 3D will not be transparent. And as with the original, we can give it like a light gray or a white fill to give it kind of a hazy look. And oops, let's make sure that we're on the right material there on the railings. So we'd make that like a 25% fill and give it kind of a gray or even a white look to essentially have that kind of screened effect. If we have it gray, then it's going to show up gray. If we have it white, it's going to show up with a screened white. And the file is large, so I'm not going to sit here and wait for this to load. But those are sort of two different ways to handle a railing. One with a 2D fill and wireframe, and the other with a surface setting and transparency on the elevation. Anyway, I hope this helps in making some of these decisions on your project and getting the documents to look clear the way you want. Thank you.